Hi everyone and welcome back to another tea session with Chez. Today we have my wonderful, amazing boyfriend Babs sitting here with us. Well, his name's not actually Babs, it's Jock. But he'll be joining us for a tea session today. How are you feeling about your first podcast, Babs?
It's weird.
How is it weird?
Because it's weird. I'm not one for photos and cameras and stuff.
So you're an introvert, complete opposite of me.
No, I'm not an introvert. I just don't like what I look like on photos and videos and stuff.
Okay, so self-conscious.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, I've got a couple of questions to ask you. If, we were in a zombie apocalypse, the two of us now, it's
I'll
teammates.
survive longer.
You would survive longer than me.
Yes.
I don't think so. I would survive longer because I have the more of the talkative power.
Oh, you're going to talk to zombies today?
I'm going to talk to them. They're going to be like, Shan, don't kill Chez, she survived.
Okay, Babs.
You would obviously last longer if it comes to, arguing,
Yes, Babs.
Like physical altercations.
What is arguing got to do with
Well,
zombies?
I said physical altercations. You would do better in that. I wouldn't do as good in that. Because I would be able to talk to them, but you would be able to fight them.
Okay, but zombies doesn't want to talk to you.
How do you know? Maybe they just need somebody to talk
Have
to.
you never watched or played Call of Duty?
No, I'm not a gamer. You are.
Please, you've played Call of Duty mobile.
No, I haven't. Neo plays Call of Duty.
And you?
No, I've never played Call of Duty.
Or go watch your brother play Call of Duty then. Zombies
Fine.
don't want to talk to you.
Why are you getting so aggressive so early into the podcast? Calm down. Now you must walk past eating his food. Okay, Babs. Next one, okay? What is a conspiracy theory you believe in? I know you've got this thing for aliens. Oh, Choop still. So, what is a conspiracy theory? Tell us about a conspiracy theory.
I don't believe that aliens exist.
You don't believe that aliens exist? So
No.
what is a conspiracy theory you believe in?
I don't believe that they ever landed on Mars.
On Mars, on the moon. Mars or the moon, they've never landed on Mars. They've never landed on Mars.
You can edit that out.
I'm gonna keep it.
No. They never landed on Mars. On the moon. See you, man.
So you believe that they never landed on the moon?
No.
Why do you think that?
If you never watched that movie where they
set up the whole stage, it was with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we watched it together, of course, couple. Okay, it's fine. You can believe that.
It's just too easy to fake, especially for technology back then.
But the technology wasn't as great as what it is now.
Yeah, but it was good enough
to be able to fake that.
Yes.
Then how did they fake people standing around the rocket? Okay, and the rocket taking off. How was that faked? Because there was actual people there to watch the rocket shoot up into space.
Says who?
There was actual people there.
The TV.
No, there was actual people there.
So where's that people?
I'm sure they've spoken about it.
Well, I haven't heard about them speaking about it.
Okay, but Buzz, there was people standing there to watch this rocket take off. Do you think they just went into space and came back again and landed somewhere else?
No, I don't think they went to space.
At all?
No.
But Katy Perry just went to space.
There's also rumors that I think it was the Russians that went to the moon even before the Americans. So how do you believe that?
Oh. Okay, well that's your conspiracy theory. I don't know what to believe. If they were in the moon, they were on the moon. If they weren't on the moon, they weren't on the moon. It is what it is. You wouldn't be on a reality TV show. Do you think I would be?
Yes.
Which reality TV show?
Probably that one.
Geordie Shore. I know. I always wanted to be on Geordie Shore.
That's all the talking.
Okay. So, now kicking into a little personal question here, Babs. Tell us the story of how we met. Tell the world how we met.
We were both desperate and went on the internet.
We were not desperate, okay? We met on Tinder. And actually, that's not the first time we met. Like, when we met, Babs, in person.
With dope in hand.
You like my mom? Just minimal answer.
Well, what more is there to say?
We met at Fish and Ferrier. You walked in and they
Okay,
were
but no one
literally...
knows what's
Well,
Fish and Ferrier.
the people that know will know. And he walked in, and my dad was there. Okay, my dad was there. Weird, I don't know. And he walked in, and they were singing. And then the artist that was playing, the guitarist or whatever, was singing, like asking the whole time to every person walking into the bar, "Are you Jock?" You know? Do you remember that? And then Babs walks in, and he says, "Are you Jock?" And he just goes blood red in the face. And they start playing "It's a Nice Day for a White Wedding." Do you remember that? Oh, good times, my Babs. What's one funny story you can tell about the two of us? Look, he's not going to come up with anything now. No, it's black. What's a good story?
I don't know. You tell a good story, then I know what you
I
want
don't
from
know.
me.
We're
See,
not
you don't
really
even know.
funny. We're extremely funny.
Yes, but we're very funny.
I don't know. Tell a funny story. Any funny stories about you and I?
No, because you're putting me on the spot.
You should have thought about it. I read you the questions.
No, you didn't
before.
read me the
I
questions.
did. I read you
I
all
got a
the
sneak
questions.
peek while I didn't listen.
You see? Okay, whatever. If you could give me a review, what would it be?
Well, we're dating, so I have to give you something hard. So
No, it's not about the star. It's like
it's a
one.
cheat question.
It's not. Okay, so I'll give you a review and then you use mine as an example. Okay. So your review would be good quality, loyal, continues working, doesn't break down, can get very overstimulated, but still works how they're supposed to. That's what your review
I don't even know what.
Okay, so what will my review be? I'm curious to know. I want to know now.
Self-confidence. Well, it probably comes down to confidence again. The confidence you have in yourself, thinking that you can outdrink me.
Oh, I definitely can outdrink you. That's not even a fact.
Positivity.
I like that one. I'm positive.
And
sometimes it can break down and roll, but that's okay.
Probably a pain in the ass 90% of the time.
Okay, fine. If I vanished for 48 hours, where do you think I would be? I know where you would be. You would be at the stock car track.
No, I won't.
Yes, you would.
I'll probably be working on the stock car.
Yeah, but you would be with the stock car. Where would I be?
Suarez.
No. If I vanished for 2 days.
Yes.
You would think I was in a bar.
Yes.
No, I vanished for 2 days with my dad. And then I come on. But I was never in a bar.
He's not here now. So.
No, I know he's in Saudi. So who would I vanish with now? I know you would vanish with Brad or Kum. Okay, so who would I vanish with?
Melinda.
I think so. Okay. Okay, if I turned into a worm,
no.
Would you still love me?
No.
You wouldn't carry me around in a little job like, oh, my little worm, you're so cute, my little worm, you know?
No.
You would just leave me lying in the grass. Peter would eat me.
He doesn't eat worms.
Bella would eat me, or Rambo would
Well, then I'll put you in a high tree.
And what if I fall and die?
Worms don't fall out of trees.
Oh. Okay. What's one thing, listen to the boat now. What's one thing I would do that would get me kicked off of Survivor?
Nothing.
I would do nothing.
Yes.
And that's what would get me kicked off.
Yes.
I had my own idea in my mind of what you would say.
Probably sit there on a log, tossing everyone
Right,
else.
yeah, you do that?
Yeah, the grass is touching me. Oh.
You.
So what was your idea then?
Mine was I would roll a blunt.
Yeah, but you won't have weed.
Yeah.
Not kicked off then.
Talking about the stock car too much. Talking
No,
about
don't.
engine parts and the valves and
Oh, don't do that. I
yes,
only do
you
that
do.
with you because
Talking
you are
about the
interested.
engine head, it would get you kicked off. Like, yo, I wonder what my stock car's doing right now.
No, I only do
Yeah.
that with you because you are interested.
Am I interested? Oh, I'm so glad you think I'm interested. What moments in your life changed you the most? Now we're getting deep. Now we're getting emotional.
When I was working for myself and I had the workshop.
Is it?
Yeah.
What did that moment make you realize?
That I'm going nowhere because the workshop's going nowhere and I'm just
Sitting
there and working my ass off for nothing.
Was that when you were still working on cars? It's the mechanic, eh? So he's a robot programmer now. By the way, look at that growth. Amazing. Let's all give him a round of applause. So proud of you. Okay, so that was a moment in your life that forever will remain. Okay, I know that that's where I started. That was my beginning, but it wasn't my end.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the chickens on the roof.
It's hardy dogs. Okay, Babs. What's something you're proud of, but rarely say out loud?
Well, obviously everything I've accomplished in the last 5 years.
So what have you accomplished? Can you please tell us?
Well, I'm not a mechanic anymore. Because you wouldn't date me if I was
I
a mechanic.
would totally
firstly.
date you if you were a
Oh,
mechanic.
please. That was probably my selling point with you when I told you I program robots.
I didn't even know what it was. Okay, I didn't even know what you did.
But the name robot programmer, if you don't think it's a robots on the corner of the streets, then you actually can think, wow, okay, you must make a lot of money. So what did you do? Stopped ghosting me for 2 weeks.
I didn't ghost him. My phone went in for repairs. Okay, so obviously growing from being a mechanic to a robot programmer, what feelings did you have of yourself to see yourself now and to see yourself then? What do you wish you could tell you that version of yourself? The mechanic version of yourself, as you now sitting here.
Nothing, because
You'll
obviously
figure it
as
out.
my mechanic version, I did something right because I'm here now,
Yeah.
so I don't have to tell him anything.
Okay. So, you're a stock car driver, obviously.
Trying to be.
1660. I don't know what engine it's got. What's it got? V8? No, I want to drive the V8s. What engine have you got in your stock car?
A 1660, Babs.
Is it a 16? Wow, that's embarrassing. Okay.
BMW 1660 cc.
A beautiful car. We'll insert an image somewhere in here. And yeah, so how long have you been doing stock cars, Babs? You've been doing it, what, almost a year? 2 years? 2 years this year.
Just over a year now. But I did it for about 3 years when I was still in school.
Yeah, so he's done it when he was younger, and then he moved past it, and then he came back to it. And how are you, like, enjoying your stock cars again? Does it feel the exact same way that it did when you were in school? Do you feel that type of, like, adrenaline? That's still that, like, adrenaline junkie?
No, well, I like adrenaline, so that is the adrenaline
Are
that I
you
need.
where you want to be with the stock car?
No, I want the stock car to not pack up every single
It's okay, you
race.
can swear, my babs. It's one of those
No,
things.
I don't want the stock car to pack up every single race, but it is. So once it's not packing up every single race and I can start getting more trophies in the cabinet,
Yeah.
then I'll be where I
Look,
want to be.
he's not doing bad, guys. It's always like second. It's never, but like the past few times, the car's like lit up. And I mean, the engine gasket, piston, something went full Fiero. It was crazy. But if your stock car had a personality, what would it be? What would your stock car sound like?
Nerd Hulk.
Is it? You think so? Like he would walk around with glasses on and go, Hulk smash, but nicely.
Literally, with all the electronics and stuff in there, it's a nerd car, but it's Hulk themed.
Yeah, because you've done it all yourself. And then there's obviously been a few instances where you've outsourced somebody
well,
to
I'm
help.
not an engine builder, so
Yeah,
I don't
but
have
everything
machines
else
and
you've
stuff like that.
basically done, besides obviously the painting and the exterior work of the
Yes.
car. But the like cables and brakes and stuff like
Well, I
that.
built the engine myself this time.
You built the engine yourself now, and how long did that take you?
Well, to build the engine was a day, and to put it in was.
By the way, I helped him take out the engine. Just one.
I've got a photo that we can post on.
No. No. Okay, if I suddenly was part of the pit crew, if I was there, like a race evening, we're ready to go, what is the first thing that I would mess up?
Well, firstly, I won't give you anything to do because I've seen you and there is photos just trying to wipe down the car.
Okay, but there was a chick skiffing, okay? So I bent and I was like, bitch, please. And I wiped down the car, the arse in the air like the star that I am, okay? Remember, I did not grow up around stock cars. Stock cars are not my forte. This is a very new thing to me. So I think now, with the person that I am now, not the person I was then, I think I would actually do really well as a pit crew. And I'm the cheerleader. So I'm like the support system, I keep you guys going.
Cheerleaders aren't part of the pit crew.
I'm part of the pit crew because we're a team. We're a family, Babs. Of course I'm part of the pit crew. Why wouldn't I be part of the pit crew?
Please, I never even see you in the pits. You're always on the stand doping.
No.
Yes.
I'm the cheerleader. I'm the only one
Only
screaming
time I see you in the pits is when you walk down all falling over.
I haven't not done that in so long, okay? I haven't done that in so long. You're making me look like a terrible person.
Because you weren't at the last race.
I was.
No, you weren't.
I know I was in Catburg with Dad. But the car messed out anyways. I was at the previous race in the second heat. You messed out. So don't blame me. And I was sober that day.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So what would be the first thing I mess up as a pit crew?
Well, you'd probably mess up even before getting to the track by packing the correct cool.
I would pick the wrong tools. The cooler box would go in first.
You can't have tools in the cooler box.
Oh, well, thanks for coming to my tea sesh with Chez, Babs. I really appreciate you being here. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the interweb?
Nah.
Thank you for having me, Shirley. I appreciate being here. It's nice to
follow Weaker Racing.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, that's it for today. See you guys next week on another episode of Tea Sesh with Chez.